Yeah. So hang on a second. All right. Gen Z and millennial homeowner rates flatlined in 2024 as housing costs soared. This has been expected. We've been talking about it, but here's a nice little article about it. When we grew up, 40% of baby boomers owned property and 33% today. Young Americans are losing momentum when it comes to home ownership, according to a new report. Here's what I wanted to do. Bullet points. Housing supply is tight partly because older Americans are hanging onto their homes rather than selling. This means younger people have fewer homes to choose from, especially desirable homes in popular neighborhoods. We're not building enough homes for the population boom. We just don't have enough housing starts to match the population growth. And that's not just our births versus deaths. It's also importing people from other countries, especially on the coasts. So you're seeing prices go up because there's still demand and a lot less supply. People are staying in their houses longer. Even with Proposition 19, which allows you to empty nest or move to somewhere else and enjoy your tax basis somewhere in California, people are still deciding, now, you know what, I'm just going to stay here. Mostly because there's a cost basis step up when you pass. So if there's a couple living in a house for 50 years and your house is worth $2 or $3 or $4 million now, if you sold that, you would have to give a huge portion of that to capital gains. So the smart thing to do is wait for somebody to pass. I know it's morbid, but it's a financial choice for the legacy of your children. It just makes sense. And I know a lot of people right now, they're holding off buying a house because once their parents pass, then they can assume that house and sell it, move into it. In California, you're allowed to move into it and keep that property basis or rent it out, right? So we're in a conundrum. The houses have gotten so expensive that if you sold it today, you would have a huge capital gains tax on it. And that is probably what's going on with us not selling as many homes as possible. Now, in the middle America, it's probably something different, but here on the coast, if you bought in the 70s and you still own that same house, you have equity, especially if you're in Cupertino, Sunnyvale, Mountain View. 33% of the oldest Gen Z own their home compared to roughly 40% of their parents at the same age. You might be making more money than what your parents made, but it's hard to come up with a down payment. You can do 3%, 3.5% FHA or conventional 3% if your income matches it. If you're a veteran, you can do 0% down, but those prices are hugely expensive. The average cost of a house in Santa Clara County is $2.3 million. The median is below $2 million, but the average cost of a house in Santa Clara County is $2.3 million. Same thing with San Mateo County is 2.5 or 2.6 now. If you go to Napa, it's a little more affordable. If you go down to San Benito County, it's much more affordable. If you go to Monterey, Santa Cruz, it's about 1.6, 1.8. You're going to wait for your parents to pass. I hate to say it this way, but that's just the way it is. This report brings it all, wraps it all. The stuff that I've been talking about for the last 4 years, it makes a lot of sense when you think that my parents don't want to move. They want to live in their house, and they should. They have memories there. They grew up there. They raised their kids there. Financially, it's smart for them to hold off until one of them passes, and then they can move, use the Proposition 19, move to another house, empty nest it, sell it, and not have to pay capital gains for you as a benefit to you as a child. Enough said. This portion of this episode is brought to you by the Home Inspection Checklist. If you have not done so yet, download this checklist. If you're thinking about selling your house, download this checklist and get your house ready to, even if you're not, it's a good thing to do. If you think maybe 2 or 3 years, because it takes time to get your handyman and painter and plumber and landscaper out to fix those things, or you get around to do it. Download it now and then start having that conversation about what you need to fix. And this no way, shape, or form should ever supersede or take the place of a professional home inspection. You should always get a home inspection done on your house to disclose to the buyer what is not right with the house. No house is ever perfect. Mountain View Home of the Week, Fairmont Ave, not my listing. 2-bedroom, 1 bath, almost 1,000 square feet, $1.7 million. Crazy, but it's really close to Castro Street. You can walk down to it. I don't like that tile. It looks like it's broken, but updated kitchen. You have a laundry room, very snug. I would have turned 90 degrees. Allergies are kicking my butt right now. Okay, get professional photos. Meadowlark, Cupertino, Apple House of the Week. And this is Meadowlark Lane, not my listing. It's in Sunnyvale, $2.7 million, 4-bedroom, 3-bath, 2,023 square feet in 1958. The Space Center, the Space Saucer, the Apple Space, whatever, headquarters. Nicely done. Beautiful house. Not a big fan of this new brass. It is what it is. Skylights everywhere. Love it because that makes it bright and airy, and it's big enough for a 4-bedroom. Wow, that's an awesome picture of a corner. Thank you for doing the floor plan. I do floor plans for all of my listings, and it's nice because if you're on the interweb, you know what the flow of the house is before you actually go into it. Looking at houses in Henderson for my parents, I'm going there this weekend, and nobody does it out there. It's not Silicon Valley. They don't understand. This is basically a free service if you have it. There's an app you can use. I have a little 360 device that allows me to take 360 pictures, and it costs me nothing compared to F8 and all them. So that's Meadowlark. REO of the week is a 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath condo, 1,474 square feet, built in 1972, and it's right off the freeway, right off of 101. So if you don't mind noise pollution and asbestos coming down and raining on your house, you can enjoy this possible and pay $397 a month for the glory of lawn that looks like my lawn. Wow, that's awesome. It's a measly $800,000. It's been on market 67 days, even though it's a new listing. So maybe they tried to sell it and then they reverted it to the bank. Here you go. 90 days on market, 40 days on market. 40 days on market, we have 96. It's going up a bit. Then 90 days on market, 41. Bank-owned Bay Area, 73, up just a tad bit. And REO California is 214. Our sales are mediocre at best, but that's only because supply. If there was more supply, meaning San Jose, we would have about 1,000. In Santa Clara County, we would have 2,000 about. Right? 1,800 to 2,200 is about. Right now, we're about half of where we need to be as far as supply is concerned. And we're in the middle of the selling season. So yeah, sales are paltry, but it's only because lack of supply. The demand is there. Rates have gone down a bit and we're enjoying it. Here are your charts talking about the same thing, right? This was a spike. I think that was a bad number. San Jose homes for sale, pending and closed chart. We're seeing supply go up just a tad bit, but nowhere where we need it to be. We need to be at about 1,000 for San Jose, and that consumption is pretty much level. This is when rates went up to 7.5, 7.2.